I got diagnosed with ADHD in '89, right? Before anybody knew what it was. And when you have ADHD, it's like you're drowning if you're in something you're not interested in. And my only way of getting a breath of fresh air was to disrupt the class, was to do something I was going to get in trouble. I'm getting grounded every week. You think I want to get grounded every week? And I tell coaches now, your players who have this, if they're not interested in it, you can find them as much as you want. They are not capable of focusing on this. So you've got to alter the way you coach, the way you train. I've had to do it with a million of my fighters. One blanket doesn't fit all. But because I talk about it, I now have a drug that helps, and I take it at night, and, man, it helps calm the roommates in my head so much. We're like, I'm on a 9-hour media tour today about about ADHD, which is certainly not ADHD conducive, but I wouldn't be able to do this without Kelbury. Not even close. No shot.
No, it's interesting to hear you talk about this. These guys might not even know, but I also grew up with severe ADHD. I was probably diagnosed at the exact same time. I was born in '85, so the '90s was like trying to, Ritalin and Dexedrine and all the different ones they were throwing at kids at those days, trying to figure out how to find my balance. And so it took me a long time, probably until I was in my 30s, to really find any sense of levelness for me. And obviously these guys know how much I get in my own head too. So you're preaching to the choir here, and
but look how cool that is. You could say this to your teammates now. You said, I don't even know if they know this. Isn't that cool? Like liberating,
I'm sure
they're able to say
somewhat
this.
aware, just being
but to be able to voice it. You know, the coolest thing one of my coolest things my entire career, is Strahan's obviously my baby sister. You guys know he's my best friend and all this. I didn't say anything to him for 30-something years. And every time the beast got out of the box, I would take Vicodin, Adderall, drink. I'd rather get arrested or have some issue than anybody knew I had depression and anxiety. That makes no sense, right?
Right.
So finally, after 30 years, the first time I told him, I said, bro, I can't go out tonight. Only because I wrote a book, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to wait for the book to come out. I'm going to start talking about it now on social media. And you guys, this will tie into the Bears too. Told Strahan for the first time, man, I cannot go out tonight. The beast got out of the box. And he said, you want to talk about it? I was like, whoa, like this just wasn't us. I said, I do, but not right now because it beat up on me pretty bad. I just got to sleep this one off. He said, you want me to come over and just be with you?
Wow, what a dude. Yeah. What a dude.
Wait, get better. Then he says, why have you never told me? I said, bro, we're so competitive. It's just not how dudes are. We're not raised that way, right? Like, I don't make up the rules. I was ashamed. He goes, yeah, but you took away my chance to be your best friend for 30 years.
That's amazing. Wow. What a dude.
That is powerful. And the first time I ever came out on social media with it, I was horrified. Because as we know, social media is a cesspool. But I said, I don't care. I'll deal with that. Within 30 seconds, you're Mercedes Lewis, who I started training in year 3. He's now going on 20. Hits me up and says, Coach, I knew you were crazy, and that's a badge of honor in football and fighting. But I didn't know you were in pain. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Dude. That dude's texted me twice a week, every week since, to check up on me.
For somebody like that to
be that vulnerable.
Yeah, to sit in front of a camera and talk about ADHD and how he's, when things go bad for him, he's violent with himself, all the things he said. That is courage, that is strength, that is impressive. And Jay, let's be honest, Jay's an intimidating dude. He's wildly successful. He makes a ton of dough, and he could break me and anybody else in 3 pieces in 5 seconds. Yet you sort of have, at least for myself, like, it's not, you come into the conversation, like, can I, match up to this Jay Glazer talk right here for everything he's done. And then he just makes it very easy to sit with him. So I appreciated that side of the whole thing.
And honestly, just, watching you guys through the chat throughout that interview, I was really impressed with the conversation you guys were having, and people opening up about their own issues, and, people that are having trouble sleeping or having anxiety or have friends that have had ADHD. Obviously I said in the interview, for those of you that don't know that I've lived that life since I was a kid. I'm severely ADHD. My daughter's going through that right now. She's 6. She's been diagnosed the same way, and we're working through how to help her the best way to learn through school. And that's been a struggle for me just as a parent, because I know she didn't get that from mom. She got that from dad. And that's not anything that is like a bad thing or a negative connotation. Like, I'm proud of who I am. I live with ADHD. I live with a lot of anxiety and a lot. I don't know if it's a lot, but semblances of depression at times and things like that. But I think that's stuff that all people go through. Like, that doesn't make me any different than any of you guys watching the show or anybody here at the studio. We all go through different struggles, and however you want to define them is up to you and your spouse or your family and your doctors. And so I just, like, for me, it's about being self-aware. I'm completely self-aware of who I am. I'm probably more honest to myself to a fault at times. And so, like, I see, like, Dr. True saying, "Oh, I've been hard on Greg. Now I feel bad." Don't feel bad. Like, I've been talking crap my whole life. People talk crap to me. I've been on bricklaying job sites for 20 years where I've had way worse things than anything Mark Carmen or anybody in the chat's ever said to me. Not to say that we still don't have our own sensitivities and feelings, but at the same time, like, you don't have to walk on eggshells because of my honesty of who I am as a person. I'm proud of who I am. It's made me the man I am today, the husband and the father and the son that I am. So my journey is just like everybody else's. We all go through things.
That was beautiful. Yeah. Hey, no one up, one down. Empathy is a big word for yourself and for others. But I think in this conversation, it's about for yourself.
If anybody wants to know why I don't sleep, why I'm up till 3 a.m. in Spaces and Tony Gill's trying to get me to stop doing that, it's because of this.
Please
like, I cannot
that.
sleep. Like, that's probably my biggest struggle. But yeah, I mean, we all go through different things.
Yeah. And I mean, my growth journey started when I hit 40 in utter, like, panic of, like, well, just lost this radio station, just collapsed. What am I going to do with my life? And it made me look at and I had relationship stuff going on at the same time too. So it's like I had to I reached out and got support around it, and there was questions put to me about me that I had never explored. And when you get I've tried to make this point numerous times throughout the years that we've been doing the show. Getting support for yourself, being able to look at yourself critically, but with empathy, those are huge skills. And most people think they can see themselves. Trust me, you're not seeing the whole picture.
Yep. I agree with that.
So you need a support system around you. What I would call the A team. You need an A team around you. Who are your people? And that was what Jay was talking about.
That's what Eric Kramer last year when he came on our show and talked about his struggles. He attempted suicide. He talked about having your home team. So, we've had some pretty powerful episodes. That was one of them with Jay Glazer, Eric Kramer. I'd suggest anybody go back and watch that interview as well. But yeah, like, for anybody, it's like, man, I get so sick of Brax talking about his bricklaying is. We get it. Well, that's part of that is because I'm very proud of it. Like, when I was a kid, when I was in 6th grade, I can remember going in my mom's room and just being in tears because I was so scared of who I was going to be in life, because I realized that I was not good at school, and I didn't know if I was ever actually going to figure it out. And I realized, like, through high school and middle school, like, I'm not good at this. And so once I found bricklaying, which just spoke to me, and like Jay said, your superpower, like, it was something that helped who I am as a person. This ADHD, I'm all over the place. Now I can build scaffold, lay bricks, make mud, do this. Like, that helped empower me. And so that finally gave me a direction. And so for me as a parent now, to try to help Addie understand, like, okay, this is who you are. We're going to embrace it. But how do we now take you in a direction that it empowers you and doesn't feel like it's, flattening you down and beating you down in the ground, like you're not good enough because the other kids are excelling in class and you're not, because you guys don't think on the same wavelength.
Yeah, I never understood the kids that were able to sit in a desk and calmly read and write and not want to run outside and play basketball or anything physical.
Oh man, basketball, that was a saving grace as a kid too, man. So, I'd be out till 9-10 o'clock at night when the sun was down. Neighbors be like, all right, Greg, go inside, stop pretending like you're Michael Jordan, knock it off. So we appreciate everybody kind of opening up on the live side of things here.
Shout out quickly to KKS, Hippie Nerd,
and everybody,
Blake.
really. Yeah.
I'm sure there's a ton more that missed. A lot of people putting some vulnerable stuff in the chat today. So
that's what we're here for, man. I mean, we always talk about community. It's not just word salad or, just something we just say as a tagline. Like, I know I mean it. Like, anytime you guys ever want to reach out to me in any capacity, I think multiple people could tell you in the chat, I am readily available. If you want to hit me up, I'm happy to talk. DM me on Instagram or Twitter or wherever, and I'm always around, and you never know, I might even give you a call. So, that's what we do here, and we are appreciative of all you guys for tuning in every day. We do this 365 days a year, which means you are just as much a part of our lives as our family, as some more than some of our family. I mean, some of you guys I see every day. I see way more than I see my Aunt Carol, you guys are a part of this.
Aunt Carol catching strays.
Well, it's the truth. Dallas Cowboy fan. Nobody's perfect.
Down goes Aunt Carol.
Yeah. So, it's the truth. So, it just puts the spotlight on how much you guys are a part of what we do and a part of our life and help us try to get to where we're trying to go. And so we're all in this together. And if you guys have anything you ever want to talk about, feel free to reach out to me. I'm always willing to lend an ear.